Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team. I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be. Has to be.
That was a journey.
Fitzmagic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
League be kind of funny.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not a fan of it, but like, what if Aaron Rodgers dressed as like the Bears owner? Because didn't he do a big spiel last year about?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So something like that. Or
I own you.
Yeah, that's right. And then
Yeah.
you know, I'm immediately thinking of like Tom Brady if he did his own spin on like the Myles Garrett thing, like with the teams he's beaten in the Super Bowl or something like that. There's something there because I mean he could have some organizations in the upside down with that boy. He golly, those are the only two that I can think of off the top of the head. That's a good question.
I like those. Go ahead, Josh.
No, another guy that I could see soon doing something like Myles Garrett would have to be. I mean, Jalen Ramsey. I'm surprised he hasn't done something like that. I mean, he had it on his locker. He was like went down every quarterback and called him trash. I'm surprised Jalen Ramsey. He's got to come next year with the heat on that. He has to.
Just dresses up as an island.
Something like that.
Ramsey Island.
That reminds me of Bengals fan, but Chad Ochocinco had a list in his locker room and be like, "Did he guard me? Nope. Nope. And just the check, like I love it. Yeah, that's a good one, Josh. I
Like
that a
dress
lot.
up as a list or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
all the
yeah.
Check, yeah.
No completions. No completions. I love it. Curtis, what about you, big dog?
See, like, this is awesome to me. Bringing back fun and bringing fun into football is what it should be all about. And the fact that a professional football player does this and has this kind of creativity is awesome to see. And like you said, I hope this takes off throughout the league. I hope that, next season TJ Watt responds with something like this or something similar. He shows up to a game, dressed with a sack over his shoulder, something. It's fun to see, and I'm glad guys are bringing back the fun in the NFL. No more no fun league.
Exactly, man. It drives me crazy. Like what is it? Early 2010s, like they did away with all celebrations. I'm like, what are we doing? Let them have fun. It's a game. Curtis, I'm 100% with you.
I don't know if you guys saw it real quick, but like the clip resurfaced this past week all over social media of Randy Moss inviting Bill Belichick to the Halloween party. Did you guys see that?
No.
I wish we had the clip, but he got this guy to show up in a roller rink. He was like, me and the guys, we're getting a DJ, we're getting a roller rink. I don't know if that's something you'd be interested in. And then he got Bill Belichick to show up wearing a pirate, and his wife even got in on it. I've got to find the clip somewhere. It was hilarious.
That's amazing. Oh, I love that. I can't wait to see it. For me, I'm going to go a little opposite. It's because maybe it's a troll, and I really don't like what's going on in the family there. I think Mahomes needs to dress up as Jackson Mahomes and just start creating more TikToks there, No. Like, honestly, I think this is a great, like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, like, could you imagine Lawrence Taylor doing this? Like, just as a nightmare, like, God, like, this is amazing. It needs, like you guys said, this has to be grown on each and every year. It can't just be just Myles Garrett dominating this thing. I feel like there's going to be some competition here. Cool. All right, hey, let's dive into it. We're going to go right into App State versus Coastal. It's a huge game. Got some facts for us. And then, Curtis, Josh, I want to see how you guys respond here. App versus Coastal, the series at all time is 7-1. The only time Coastal won was in 2020. Last time we played you guys in Conway at home, in your all's home field. This year, App's averaging 37 points per game. They're giving up 24 points a game, though. Coastal averaging 32 per game and giving up 27. Both those stats very, very similar, scary similar. Records, however, App 5-3, Coastal 7-1. Coastal leads the East in the Sun Belt here. Last three meetings, both these teams have gone over 67.5 points a game. So that over looking tasty here. So with those facts being our introduction here, Curtis, Josh, take it away. What's our thoughts and feels for this game? Because this is huge. I think winner might be in that driving seat for the Sun Belt East.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said on our pregame episode. We recorded it last night. It'll actually be dropping tonight. But
let's go.
We said that this is Coastal Carolina looking itself in the mirror. The unfortunate thing is what's looking back at them might be slightly more handsome.
Right.
These are two teams that are so evenly matched, it's ridiculous. They have the same flaws. They have the same identity. They have the same quarterback, essentially. It's an incredibly even matchup. And yes, there's a little bit of disparity between the records, but winner of this game controls their destiny in the Sun Belt East, and winner of this game probably wins the Sun Belt. And if they're not pushing for the Cotton Bowl and that group of 6 New Year's 6 bid, or group of 5 New Year's 6 bid, they could be going to some massive bowl game as an at-large, and it wouldn't surprise me at all, especially with App State's victory over Texas A&M, a marquee win, that some bowl committee doesn't invite them up, to a better bowl game after beating Coastal Carolina, should they do that.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, and you want to look at the quarterbacks just based on obviously what they look like on the field. I mean, two guys that we've talked about this week, these guys are not going to lose you the game. They're not going to be the reason you lose. They're going to come out every week. Chase Bryce has been in all the big moments, been his Clemson days, and he's going to keep the offense in the game. He's not going to be they're separated by 100 yards, Grayson and Chase Bryce.
Yeah.
I think Chase Bryce has 3 more passing touchdowns, and then Grayson has 3 less interceptions. I mean, these guys the quarterbacks are almost identical, especially as you could be in college football. And it's going to come down to the defenses. And like we said on our pod, whoever gets the most turnovers, and it's going to be whoever makes the most mistakes, because I don't know that the defenses will be able to stop each other necessarily, and it's going to be who makes the mistakes and when, and because it's pretty damn similar.
Absolutely. And it was kind of wild. Like I'm sitting there thinking about, like, in my head, watching the app and like obviously keeping an eye on Coastal. It's like, oh, okay. They're similar, and like, but not really looking at the facts. But what you guys said is just like scary. Like, holy shit. Like they are looking in a mirror. And I know, Curtis, you said it might be more handsome. I'm kind of thinking the other way here. I'm like, man, damn, like Coastal looks real good. That defense has been stout for him. For us, we're just letting anybody score on us. It's just, it's rough. I don't know. Tim, Fitz, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I'm kind of along the same lines as the group here. It feels like, and I hadn't been following Coastal as much, so maybe, you two can kind of fill me in. It seems like it's just a coin flip for App, particularly our defense. Like, it's like one game we're not expected to stop anything, and we have a pretty good Stonewall defense. And then another game, we're like, oh, we could handle this pretty easily. And it's like a shootout. And, coming up against Coastal, it scares me because we are likely to not hold any defense. Like it could get very bad very quickly. So how does y'all's defense compare this year as to, say, last time we played when you guys had a pretty stout crew there?
Yeah, I can take that one. We've said over and over this year on our podcast that our defense is opportunistic and terrible. They force a lot of turnovers and they give up a lot of points. And if they didn't force a lot of turnovers, we would have a lot more losses than one. It's you go into every week not knowing what defense is going to show up. It's just like yours. The only thing that we know to expect is that if you make a mistake, our defense is going to capitalize on it. That's the one thing we have going for us. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, and we're still in the top 10 nationally, but a couple of weeks ago, we were number 1 in the country in turnovers forced. So wow. It's what this team does. If they don't force a turnover, you're probably going to score on that drive.
Yeah, take everything you just said. That if you remove the name from it, we would have thought, from at least our perspective, that you were talking about our defense. Because you guys have lost a cut, like that JMU game that you guys lost where you scored 0 points or something in the second half. We've done that in multiple games this season. We just haven't lost those games. It's been super close. We almost lost to Gardner-Webb this season. It's just a couple of the close games you guys haven't pulled them out, whereas we've been scraping by a ton of games. And then, like you said, you've been following kind of loosely. It's easy to look at 7-1 and be like, damn, they're really tightened up. But we have pretty much all of the same problems that you guys just talked about. We've just been able to scrape out some of the wins. And then, I mean, you saw what happened. One thing you guys haven't done is getting, other than that Texas State game, you didn't really get blown out. And that's something that happened to us with Old Dominion. So everything that you guys said, take away the App State part, it sounds like you could be doing our podcast.
You didn't have to bring Texas State in. That was
I kind of had to just a little bit. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, that's fair. You gotta watch out for the freaking Bobcats down there. Apparently, I don't know, but it's night and day. I think you guys are saying, and you guys are the same way. Like flipping a coin here, you might have one of the top defenses and offenses in the country, and then you might not. It's tough here. I'm excited for this game. I gotta know though, you guys are getting a lot of criticism on social media. I don't know if you guys saw this. You guys want to do a blackout here? A lot of people are like, hey, that's not part of their prime colors. I'm a big fan of blackouts. Like, I'm kind of in your corner here. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, your all shade of blue is I don't know the technical name for it, and I apologize, but it's one of a kind. And like, I get like having the coastal out, like that'd be cool, but still, blackout's like a mentality. Like, that's a mindset thing. So I don't hate it. I know you guys are getting a lot of hate on social media, but I love a good blackout.
The Tennessee blackout was so stupid, by the way.
Fuck you, Tennessee Vols.
Tennessee blackout. That was an example.
No. Get out of here.
Didn't need any of it.
Wow.
Fitz is just a certified hater, just of random things, and it's really
yeah, I'm an old man.
I gotta admit, though, the all-black Tennessee uniforms are pretty dope, though.
Dude, dark mode, like, come on, yeah.
I will say we do pretty well in black. We went a blackout. The last time I think. Other than we went blackout for Troy, it is something we do every year, at least sometimes. But then we also did it at the BYU game, and I think we should just wear black all the time. As long as it's not those damn teal helmets, that's fine with me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Those teal helmets are officially cursed. We've lost or look terrible every time we wear the teal helmets. So
that's what we were against y'all last year.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, black is technically one of Coastal's colors. It's like the tertiary color. So I'm not opposed to it, but I'm with you. We wasted the opportunity for a teal out earlier this season against Buffalo. And it's like, why did we waste this against Buffalo? Like, we could have gone all teal for a night game. Like, that would have looked awesome up against the surf turf, and it would have been great. I'm with you there. I'm not opposed to a blackout, but there were better options.
Right. You're on prime time. Like, you're the one game that night. Yeah. Yeah.
Show off that teal a little bit. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Because it's unique. You know, as much as I hate to admit it, I do like it. Like, it's unique. It's one of a kind. Well, you know, boys, let's get our score predictions here. And I got a little fun little Coastal versus App question for you here a little bit. But let's get our score predictions. Curtis, we're going to start with you. What do you think?
I'm going to stick with what I said last night. I think this is an absolute barn burner shootout. Hammer that over. I'm going 56-49 Coastal.
Oh my God.
Dang.
I'm here for
I
it.
don't trust any defense to stop anybody. I really don't. Like, having watched 3 or 4 App State games from start to finish this season and having watched all of ours start to finish, neither defense is going to be able to contain the quarterback they're supposed to. I think it's a barn burner. I think it's a shootout. I think it's a heck of a fun game, and I think Coastal barely pulls it out.
Also think Coastal barely pulls it out, but not like probably like 30 less points than Curtis thinks. I have it at 34-30. I don't think you guys will have a chance for a field goal to win the game or tie it late. I think it's going to be a late 2-minute drill drive with Chase Bryce, who we talked about is one of the only guys that we wouldn't really like. That's the last guy we want to go up in a 2-minute situation with. He's shown it against multiple guys. The last thing we want is that Troy game part 2. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tight game. App State's going to have the ball last, and I say maybe our defense squeaks something out and we barely get a win, but it's going to come down to the wire.
I think you guys do that. Someone's going to lose their job on the offensive side. You know, there's
Yes.
twerps in the App State. And I forgot to mention this. My apologies. Over under set at 64. App is a 3-point favorite here. So
Yes,
you
sir.
guys both are calling the dogs on here, which is your hometown boys. And I don't blame you at all, because anything this past year has showed us the past 3 years, it's going to be close. Tim, what do you think?
You know, I was feeling a little more confident about it until those forced turnovers were brought up, and I was like, oh gosh, this is not good. I'm going to have to go 38-35. I'm going to give it to a last-minute field goal from App. I think it's going to be a close game. I think there's going to be a couple. I'm going to call it. There's going to be a pick six. You guys are going to get a pick six on us. Hate to see it, but it's going to give you guys a lot of momentum, I think, and it's going to take a last-second field goal to finish it. So go ahead and give me my Mountaineers, but it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a high and flying one.
See, I think App wins by like 17, and
Damn.
and I think it's based on just we haven't talked about the strength of schedule.
God.
Coastal haven't really played anybody. App State, we show up in the games that we're supposed to struggle against. I do think it's close. I think it's close till about maybe 3 minutes in the third quarter. And I think App State gets like a sack fumble that then leads to a 10-point lead. And then we get another stop. And then you guys can't stop the run late. And I think we just pull away. That's my prediction. So I think it's a good game, but I think App takes it in the fourth quarter.
Well, and that's totally fair, just to jump in here, because Coastal hasn't been good in the fourth quarter. All season, they've either barely hung on to leads and walked out of there, with a wounded knee, but a victory, right? Or in the case of the Old Dominion game, where you were still in it in the third quarter, and then Old Dominion, in the course of 4 minutes in the fourth quarter, put up 21 points and pulled away and ended up blowing you out. That's totally fair. That's a totally fair prediction. And
App State's strength is in their running backs. think
Right,
with-
and we're not
with
necessarily
Noel.
very good at stopping the run defense.
Yeah,
Our run
so I think
defense
as
ain't great.
soon as we get y'all on your heels, I do see App pulling away. And
He
17
did say
generous. I think that's generous. I could have gone deeper on that.
Damn, homie.
Tim, these are Fitz. These are our friends, man. What are you doing to them?
Ooh,
I'm just speaking truth. That's all. But I've been wrong. I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
so.
We'll talk about your Giants pick on the parlay later.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Giants pick.
Curtis, I like that score a lot. I think that we're going to see an explosion of points here. I mean, it's been the trend for the past 3 seasons. I don't see it stopping now. I'm thinking 42-38 App to win here. And I think Cam Peoples is the difference maker with us. I mean, we haven't talked about Beasley for you guys and Cam Peoples for us. Their numbers are scary. I think there's an 8-yard difference. Beasley leading the way. Now he had 20 more touches than Cam, but it's still like, I don't know. The way Cam's been turning on the past couple of weeks, I'm liking Cam's to take over in the fourth quarter and you guys get a chance. We stuff it and then we just feed Cam and just kill the clock. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm hoping. Anyway, I think we all agree. Hit the over here. And it's going to be one hell of a game. Minus Fitz. Fitz might not say it's going to be a hell of a game. But all the rest of us are going to say it's one hell of a game here.
It'll be good for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus. All right.
Damn.
Well, boys, we got some other Week 10 scores if you guys want to break into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And real quick, before I forget, because Lord knows I will, where can people find your show at? Because it's really phenomenal. Go ahead and plug away here, especially this preview.
Yeah, so we're on Apple and Spotify and just about anywhere else you can find podcasts. We are The Chant Show, spelled like The Chant Show, CHANT. We get that a lot. We know it's weird, but, it's what South Carolina is. They chose a weird mascot. It's what we're stuck with. Follow us on Twitter at The Chant Show, and then on Instagram, you drop the, and it's just at Chant Show. We're on there all the time. We're super interactive on social media, so if you want to, hit us up, and we'll always get back to you.
Yeah, great dudes, and you guys are killing it, and I love it. You guys just had a merch drop, and fingers crossed we're going to get another one rolling. And so I'm excited for it. We'll have to get some stuff. I'll have to hide it in the background there, if but I'll have it for sure. I got to support you guys.
Hey, we appreciate that. I actually have to dip out, but I appreciate you guys always having us on for this one.
Hey, of course, Josh,
Yeah, man.
Have one good day, and hopefully we have a better Thursday than you, but I hope it's still a good Thursday for you.
All right. Hell yeah.
Hey, man.
All right, see you. Curtis, you sticking on with us a little bit?
Yeah, I'll stick on a little bit. I'll talk some more college football. I'm always down.
Let's do it, dude. All right, we're going to start with Week 9 scores here. Kind of a wild time. Notre Dame beats number 16 Syracuse. Not really surprised there. At least I wasn't. It's kind of my upset pick of the week. Just the way Notre Dame's been rolling. Syracuse, I think they played their Super Bowl against Clemson. I think we're going to see a downside with Syracuse, but who knows? Louisville, and yes, Fitz, I know I misspelled Louisville. I'm sorry. Takes down number 10 Wake Forest, 48-21. Just a dismantling. I dismantled the spelling on Louisville there. Missouri takes care of South Carolina. A lot of people surprised, but I think people, especially you, Fitz, you kind of are in that Columbia area. Like, they had a huge game last weekend, and they're like, all right, this probably be a letdown.
That's App State West, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 22, Kansas State blew the doors out of Oklahoma State, 48-0. Number 9 in the country gets goose egg. That's wild to me. And number 20, Cincinnati gets toppled by UCF, 21-25. Out of these scores, is there anything that really surprises us here? Anything that really shocks us?
Yeah, I'm just going to say it. Oh, go ahead, Curtis.
Kansas State putting up a goose egg on Oklahoma State. I mean, the fact that they won is not super surprising if you want to go that route. They're a really good football team. But holding a Big 12 offense to 0 points, that's insanity.
Jeez.
100% agree. And I was like all over Oklahoma State. I was like, Oklahoma State, they're home. It's homecoming. Give me the Cowboys easy to win. And I'm a believer in Kansas State now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Parker, I have to give you props here for your Notre Dame pick. I thought it was just, your Notre Dame bias, and I was like, oh, it's just Hacky being crazy. Notre Dame stinks. And they did it. So props to you. Was that the parlay pick you had?
That was one of them. Yeah.
Man, yeah. So good for you, man. I also didn't see Wake. I felt like Wake. I hadn't watched many games this year, to be honest. But last year they were high flying, guns blazing. Ranked number 10, I would hope that they would have put up more than a few touchdowns. But I guess Louisville's the real deal. I didn't watch the game, so I don't know how ugly it looked. But yeah, that was kind of
Louisville's one of those
surprising.
teams that, like, I was like, oh, they've got a potential Heisman candidate at quarterback. The offense should be rolling. Defense might be a question mark, but they just started so sloppy and so shitty this season. And then all of a sudden, like, Wake was so hot, and I didn't see that one coming at all. And I like Coach Satterfield, obviously, you're an App State guy, and I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a believer in the L now. Fitz?
I just wonder with K-State, TCU's the team I've got an eye on. Just as can TCU make the playoff as part of the Big 12? I think this K-State win helps because TCU won by 10 against them. K-State's only other loss was Tulane, who's still their number 19. Just looked it up. Haven't heard a lot about Tulane, but yeah, I don't know. I think we're sleeping on the Big 12. I think we hear about all these other conferences, and no one's really giving them their due. So I'm just curious about that. I know, Hacky, last week you thought TCU is going to blow it in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Is it just for me as I pull for the Horned Frogs over there? I think this is going to be good for them.
You don't want to call them the Horny Frogs anymore?
The Horny Toads. Yeah.
The Horny Toads. Yeah.
Horny Toads.
That's a shout out to Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh man.
Tim Blake Nelson. He says he turned you to a horny toad.
Well, Fitz, you kind of brought it up. Let's talk about the AP top 10 here. Georgia, number 1, the shakeup here. Tennessee and Ohio State tied for number 2. College football playoff rankings just came out. Tennessee's taking that to 1 spot right now just because of based off schedule and who they played.
Gosh, another typo, Hacky. Yeah, 2 number 2 seats.
No, they're tied for 2.
No,
They're
that's
tied?
correct.
They're tied. So
What?
suck a dick.
Yeah,
Who's
they're,
not?
4 is
How do
Michigan.
they not have a 3? What is
they're
this?
really trying to build up the drama here with the top
What the
4.
hell?
They both got 1,500 points.
It's
If
called
you would have
math.
listened, I said it. All right.
What the?
4 is Michigan, 5 is Clemson, 6 is Bama, 7's TCU, 8's Oregon, 9's USC, and 10's UCLA. UCLA clawed back in after they got spanked by Oregon. Our biggest movers, 13 Kansas State, up 9 points after blanking Oklahoma State. That's huge for them. Number 11, Ole Miss, and number 17, UNC, and number 19, Tulane, up 4 spots. So that's big movement for them on the bad side. Number 20, Wake Forest, dropped 10 spots. Number 18, Oklahoma State, dropped 9 spots from their last year. And number 19, UK, last week, 19. Last week, number 20, Cincinnati. Number 25, South Carolina for last week. All dropped from the rankings completely. We're going to talk about games this week. And some of these are not permanent. And we're going to see a huge shakeup after this week's games. But looking at this top 10, the movers, losers, however you want to take this. Curtis, any thoughts on this AP top 10?
So I believe in the Tennessee hype. I believe that they are fantastic. Do I believe that they are on Georgia's level? Not quite. I have 0 complaints right now. I think they actually, for once, put together an AP poll that makes sense. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to look at the playoff rankings. They literally just released like 5 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. But if they are similar to the AP top 10, I have no complaints. Ohio State, yes, Penn State was close for 3 quarters in that game, and then they scored 28 points in like 4 minutes. And if you think that you have a team that can compete with that, you're probably wrong. I don't think that there's anything that we can complain about here. I like where they're headed, and as long as the playoff committee's in kind of the same headspace, I think we're headed towards a really competitive last couple weeks of the season and a really interesting playoff debate. I did want to bring up real quick, do you guys think that it's hurting the Big 12's reputation that the best team is not Oklahoma? If Oklahoma wore purple and black, do you think that they would be higher than number 7?
I think you're absolutely right, because I think the AP and a lot of polls look at the body of work for the past couple of years, which they shouldn't. They should look at it each year individually, but I think they look at the body of work for 3-4 seasons, and they would throw Oklahoma in there based off what they've been able to do the past couple of seasons. I think you're right, Curtis. I never thought about that before.
Yeah, that is an interesting point. I mean, kind of like what Parker, what you were saying, it kind of touches the base of this biasness that is like underlying this AP poll. But yeah, I've never really looked at it from that perspective. That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's a solid point, Curtis.
Yeah.
And I've got the official college football power rankings right here, the playoff rankings. 1's Tennessee, 2 Ohio State, 3 Georgia, 4 Clemson, 5 Michigan, 6 Bama. So, I mean, huge shakeup because now you flip, and from the AP poll, Georgia drops all the way to 3. Tennessee takes the 1 spot. Ohio State takes the 2 spot.
Yeah, and Clemson and Michigan flipped, right? Michigan's 5th? Is that what
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's Michigan's out. So that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, that's a little strange. That's not where I would have gone with that.
No, Curtis, I'm with you. Like, this looks like the top 4 right here in the country. And yes, all top 4 in the collision course for each other. Georgia, Tennessee will play this weekend, which we're about to talk about. Michigan, Ohio State are going to play at the end of the season. Like, we know the loser probably out of the playoffs unless Tennessee, or Georgia loses this weekend and they have one hell of a rebound and they find a way into the championship, or they have a 3-1 loss SEC going on. You just never know.
Well, see, I felt like if Georgia loses, they'll still be in the top 4.
Really?
But I thought if Tennessee lost, so that's what's interesting is with that playoff ranking, because I thought Tennessee would be in trouble if they lose. Like they'll fall a little bit.
I think it's level of competition. Like, you look at Tennessee's knocked off Bama. They've knocked off a ranked Kentucky, a ranked Florida.
Yeah.
Like, those wins have been solid for them, where Georgia doesn't have a solid win yet.
That's fair.
That's a good point, Parker. So like what if Georgia, if they lose, they're the ones to get bounced versus Tennessee. If they lose, they have a little bit more lenience. I don't know.
And I read this thing, like, the worst thing for the SEC is Georgia beats Tennessee and then Bama turns around and beats Georgia in the SEC championship. All 3 teams have 1 loss and they're all to each other. It's a triangle. What do you do?
Probably all 3 of them make it. Because I think the Big Ten hurts themselves and it's tradition, and I like it and I love it, but they put the game at the last week of the season. They put Michigan, Ohio State the last week of the season, and they don't have time to recover from a loss.
Nope.
Because that determines who goes to the Big Ten championship. The other guy's season is done.
Yeah.
And
it's
you
always
have
Michigan.
a chance to prove yourself again, where Georgia and Tennessee play this week. The SEC championship game will be between 2, or an undefeated team and another team out of the West or out of the East. And it's like, you have a chance to recover from that loss. If all 3 of those teams are 1-loss teams and it's all to each other, I think the winner of Ohio State, Michigan is the 4th team, and those 3 teams battle it out.
That's why you gotta hop on the Horned Frogs train. I'm telling you, they're gonna be the team that expands this playoff.
Yeah. I mean, they've already going to expand it. They're just trying to figure out when. And
it's going to be
after this year.
What we just talked about, when that comes into fruition,
they're
going to be like, what about the Horned Frogs?
And what about Clemson too?
Yeah, if Clemson runs, yes, it's a weak ACC, but hell, Louisville just knocked off number 10 Wake Forest. Maybe it's not so weak. Maybe it's anybody's ball game here.
This is the year. I'm feeling it.
I like it. I like it a lot. And if you're the Pac-12, you're like, well, we're just going to fuck ourselves over here? Like what? Like,
Yeah. They round out what? USC's now what? Big Ten? So
USC and UCLA are making that jump,
Yeah, they will.
Dadgummit. I was going to say they round out 8, 9, 10, but no.
Yeah,
screw
not
us.
so much. Week 10 games to watch here. Number 5, Clemson travels to South Bend, Indiana. Notre Dame. Clemson 3.5-point favorite. Number 2, Tennessee taking on number 1, Georgia. In between the hedges at -9, Georgia's the favorite. Number 6, Bama traveling down to Death Valley at number 15, LSU. Bama 13-point favorite. Number 13, Kansas State traveling to Texas Texas, 1.5-point favorite. Number 20, Wake Forest, 3.5-point favorite, traveling to number 21, NC State. Huge games here, minus the Coastal app game, but we talked about it, so I didn't throw it on here. Let's just go our predictions for each of these 5 games here. I love all 5 games. I don't know if Claudia's going to get me off the couch Saturday, because I'm going to be glued to it. Sorry, wife. I know she listens, but I don't know, babe. I'm sorry. I'll do housework Sunday. Let's start with Clemson, Notre Dame. Curtis, who do you take here, and is there anything we should watch out for?
So I think that Syracuse was drastically overrated. Yes, they played well in Death Valley against Clemson, but I don't think that they were the team we thought they were. And I don't think Notre Dame is as bad as we think they were either. They're not particularly good, but I don't think they're good enough to beat Clemson, even if they have to travel to South Bend to do it. I think Clemson pulls out a win. I think it's not necessarily close, but it's not a blowout either.
Yeah, I like that. Tim, what do you say?
Oh.
You're stroking the beard there.
Yeah, a little caterpillar up here. Shoot, it's I like a good dog. We got a pretty good dog here. Parker, I don't know if it's your bias rubbing off on me or what, but I wouldn't put money on it. But shit, give me Notre Dame. Let's do it.
Yeah, I feel like 3.5 for Clemson. That's not enough.
Wow.
I just feel like for betting, I would hammer that. That just surprises me. I don't think Notre Dame is really close to that.
So you're taking Clemson big, huh? Or at least within.
Yeah, I would like 10. Why not 10 points?
Why not 17? Why not 24?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
confused. I'm confused by that. 3.5. It's just very.
Yeah, I was surprised how low, but then I'm like, all right, South Bend, it's in Notre Dame. Maybe Touchdown Jesus has a little magic, but shit, that didn't work in the beginning of the season. Who knows? I'm gonna take Notre Dame for an upset here because my heart wants me to, but I think my mind tells me Clemson money line. I'm not touching this game. I'm not betting on it. I hope for a good game. I want to see Notre Dame win. That's all I'll put. All right, let's move on. Tennessee, Georgia. Curtis, I think you've already hinted at it. You're taking dogs to beat.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
I'm taking Tennessee to, at the very least, cover the 9. I think that 9 is ridiculous. I don't know how that's not a 3-point favorite just because Georgia's at home.
Yeah.
That line could be even tighter than that. Outside of that, I'm taking Tennessee money line straight up. I think they pull off the upset between the edges. I think they do it. I think they hold on, and I think it sends the SEC into a state of fluctuation where, okay, the East isn't automatically won by Georgia every year. We might actually have a competitor up in Knoxville, and I think this is the year they stamp that down, and I think they have the talent to do it, and I think they do it come Saturday.
Man,
Nice.
that got me 6 to midnight.
Yeah, I see this as like, like a little presentation. Georgia comes to this big old table. They got this nice suit on, and they slide their CV across the table, and they got a really good CV. The last few years been looking really good. Tennessee comes in, kicks in the door, slams down this year's resume, and you're just like, damn it, you're hired. I'm going Tennessee. I'm following Curtis. Let's go.
The
Give me the
Tennessee
balls.
waterfall coming out the back, cut off shirt, not even in a suit. Bristol, baby.
We're going blackout. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it
I'm pulling for Tennessee. I hope y'all are right. My gut tells me Georgia. It really does. And I think in Georgia is a big deal too, because they've got very fortunate. I think Kentucky and Bama in Tennessee. This one's on the road. I think it's tough. I think it's a good game, but I do think Georgia pulls this out.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about. Yeah, they didn't play in Alabama. They played in Tennessee. And I'm trying to cheat. I'm looking up real quick. They did go to Death Valley. They knocked off number 15 LSU. They played Florida at home.
They went to Pittsburgh, which I know Pittsburgh's not a great team anymore, but at the time and coming in, we believe they were.
We believe they were,
And
yeah.
that environment was hostile and was bumping for once Pitt actually showed up for a game. And
Yeah.
it was a hostile environment, and they destroyed in the Johnny Majors Classic up there.
That's a good point, Curtis. I like that. You make me feel a little bit safer here. But then I look at the all-time record. Georgia leads 26-23 against Tennessee with 2 ties in there. Don't ask me how you tie. It's got to be in the dark leather helmet days, right? They've won 5 straight. The Bulldogs have been rolling. Bama thought they were rolling. Give me the Vols to win. I'm all about that train. Like Curtis said, I'm all in on Vols Nation here. I bought into baseball season, flicking off the other team, the dark mode uniforms. I am here for Tennessee sports, athletics. So give me the Vols. I would love to see just that Tennessee waterfall flowing and getting that job, Tim. Bama, LSU. Bama's got to win this. If they lose against LSU, I think they're out of playoff contention completely. Curtis, what do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly what this is Alabama has to win out in order to be seen as a playoff contender. And that's weird to say about Alabama, the team that has pretty much dominated the playoff era. I think this LSU team has rebounded spectacularly in Brian Kelly's first season, but I don't think they're talented or good enough to beat this Alabama team that finally has some competitive motivation. Yeah. They finally know that they have to win out in order to get in. They finally have that drive that, in all reality, they haven't had in a couple of seasons at least.
Yeah, I'm going to follow up with Curtis on that and say Bama. I know Evan said it a couple of shows ago. They're kind of on the fringe there, and they're just biding their time. Now that they have a little gas in their tank, I think they're going to smoke LSU. Yeah, give me Bama.
Yeah, real tempted to touch points on that. I think just the fact that it's in LSU, you feel like it could not hit, like Bama wins by 10 or Bama wins by a field goal. I do think Bama wins, but I do think LSU keeps it interesting. So it's just a question of, do they get a late, like they just get a monster run on like a 3rd and 1 that LSU has to get the stop, and Bama just like takes it to the house. So like I think that's what you're hoping on. But yeah, I take Bama, probably not the points.
Fitz, you're on something. This is going to be a close game. This is going to be a real good game at the coin toss. And then Bama's going to run the train and elephant parade all over LSU. Brian Kelly is going to be thinking, damn, I should have stayed in South Bend. I think Bama rolls here because they have to. I think Nick Saban says, boys, we've got to put up 60 points on LSU if we want a chance to do the standard of getting a ring. And that's like the bare minimum standard at Bama football. And I think Nick Saban's going to get him motivated here. And I'm hoping for a good game. I don't know. I'm just not sold on it. I might take Bama with the points here. Kansas State, Texas. Texas is the favorite. They're not even ranked, but they love that Quinn Ewers down there at quarterback. Curtis, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I mean, you watch them systematically destroy Oklahoma State a week ago. Not even a week ago, 4 days ago. And you're going to come out with Texas as the favorite?
Yeah.
Trust me, I love Quinn Ewers too. He's a great quarterback. He'll be fine in the NFL one day. What are you doing here? Kansas State all the way. Like, money line, Kansas State, I'm taking it. I don't see how this game is a victory for Texas in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'm saying the exact same thing. If you're a bed man, you take K-State. I don't know. It's almost like surprisingly easy that they are not the favorite in this match. So, yeah, give me the Kansas State Jayhawks.
No,
give me the Kansas State.
Well, you had it last
Hawkeyes,
week.
Wildcats.
Yeah,
there you go. Got there eventually.
That's Tim's game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a gimme. Yeah, I'm gonna take a mental note. Pub parlay.
Oh,
Give me K-State.
oh.
Shout out Jordy Nelson, their greatest alum.
You would.
Like it. You know, it's in Austin. That place is rocking. Burnt Orange, Matthew McConaughey. All right. Getting the people ready. Horns down. Give me the Wildcats. I'm all in on them after last week. They blanked Oklahoma State. Horns down. Kansas State gets the big win here. Last game, ACC, Wake versus NC State, 20 versus 21. Loser definitely out of the top 25. And there goes any chance for a New Year's 6, if there's a chance at all. Wake, 3.5-point favorite. Curtis, what do you think?
So this is the matchup that I think I'm staying as far away from as possible with my money. I ain't going anywhere near this game. This is the ultimate coin flip. And heck, that might decide the game. Is if you can get a 2-for-1 at the end of the first half and score on the first drive of the second half, you might win this game just because you got one more drive than the other guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win this. I'm going to go with NC State just because they're the home team.
That place is rocking. PNC is not PNC. I can't remember the name of it. It's a rocking environment. I do agree.
Yeah, I got no skin in the game either. Let's go with the Demon Deacons. No reason why.
How do you know that name?
You know, it just came to me in a dream one night. And
all right. Fitz, what do you got?
Nice, Tim. That's probably the closest school to you, right? Just out there and
where?
Don't get him started on geography.
I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember. I can picture your house right beside
Egypt?
I can't remember. What's sad is I've been in that small town, wherever the
Germantown. Come on now.
What is it?
Dadgummit.
Say it again.
Germantown.
No, that's not
population 800.
He's talking about. All right. Anyways, move on.
Never mind.
On. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, no one gives a shit. Just trying to give him a shout out. So I had all 5 of these games marked. I was gonna do a parlay. Probably will. I crossed off this game. I'm not touching this. Give me the Wolfpack. Why not?
Carter Finley. That's the name of the stadium I was thinking about. That place rocks.
Redemption.
Yeah. Thank you. They're without the starting quarterback. David O'Leary, done. Dead for the season.
Oh, he's dead?
Tore his pectoral.
Oh, boy.
His pectoral.
For that reason only. Give me Hartman. Give me Wake Forest. Give me Wake the Nation to win here. I think an upset on the road keeps their chances alive for a New Year's Six Bowl. It's not going to happen, but they keep that 1% chance. Like, hey, maybe we do make a big-time bowl game. All right, and then one last thing, Curtis, for college football, and then we'll let you leave because I know you're busy and stuff. We got undefeated teams left here. 6 teams. TCU, Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, and Tennessee. Who's your last team standing?
So it's tough to pick against Tennessee because I think they're the eventual national champions, which means they go undefeated.
Hey.
All that shot.
Yeah. If I'm a betting man, I'm betting that TCU finishes the season undefeated because I think they get snubbed from the playoff and they'll blow out their opponent in a bowl game as revenge.
Man.
All right. There you go, Evan.
That's just where I'm at. Tennessee wins the national championship and they're undefeated, and TCU's undefeated because they're pissed they missed the playoffs.
Curtis, either you're gaslighting me or you're the ultimate hype man right now, and I'm loving this.
I'm thinking of Hackey last week. I think TCU blows it in the Big 12 championship, but I hope you're right. Hope you're right, Curtis.
Tim, last dog standing here.
You know, gosh, I know last week I picked either between Georgia or Tennessee. This week I have to pick. I picked Tennessee, so I'm sticking with my guns.
Let's go,
Curtis. You're rubbing off on us here, the pub. Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go Rocky Top.
Might just have to change both podcasts to a Rocky Top podcast theme.
Absolutely. As long as it means I get to help through the goalpost in the river, I'm down.
Yes.
Again, I hope you are right. My heart is telling me Tennessee. My head's telling me Georgia.
Your heart also told you Daniel Jones, and then You got off.
Dude,
and now
he's
you're back on. and then you're
dominant.
off, and yeah, you're back on.
Yeah.
Back on.
Tennessee. I gotta take Tennessee. I've ridden the boat. I've gone all in on Tennessee this long. I can't get off now. I think Vols are your last team undefeated. It would not surprise me if a Clemson remains undefeated. If they don't make the playoffs because Bama jumps them or something, or if a TCU does, that would not surprise me. But I still have the feeling TCU is going to blow this thing, just because it's the Big 12. That's what they do, right? They blow things. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Curtis, dude, we can't thank you enough for hopping on. Always a joy. You're welcome back anytime. It doesn't just have to be for App First Coastal, but anytime you want to come on, because you and me the same wavelength. You're feeding in this energy, and I hope it works. I hope it's positive energy here we're feeding into.
Absolutely. It always is, man. It always is. But, it's always a pleasure to jump on with you guys. I appreciate it every time. Like I said, you ever want some weird garbage college football opinions, hit me up.
Let's go, big dog. I'm here for it.
Appreciate
you guys,
it. Have a good night, guys.
Hey, you
Good to
too.
see you,
Go
man.
listen
Thanks,
to
man.
them, download, share, all that good stuff. Go hit them up on Instagram. They're great people, and we appreciate the hell out of you, dude.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely love that crew right there, and they're killing it, and I appreciate them. Real quick,
Oh, they're
we're
loving
gonna-
the crew. They're loving the crew.
Yo, I was just listening to the album. Flawless from song to song.
Yo, that album's
Take
so
care.
good.
Chef's good.
Back when he
Anyway,
was good.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, yeah. Touche.
I gotta get another beer.
Oh Lord.
Long.
We're gonna talk about real quick baseball here.
Long
Game 3
episode.
going on right now. Yeah. Phillies up 2-0. Game 3 had to be postponed last night because of weather. Astros, Phillies are tied 1-1 in series here. Phillies win game 1. Astros win game 2. Tim, you called it on the parlay.
Let's go.
Right now they're down 2-0 though.
2-0.
Yep.
Yo, I ain't worried about it. Don't you put that effing graphic back
Hold
up.
on. Anyway, so Phillies Astros. Tim, you're still standing by your boys. They won game 2. I'm here for it. They helped the parlay. We're gonna talk about the parlay a little bit later on, but I mean they played really good. Their bats are alive here now. Obviously, Philly, it's a dangerous animal. Tim, you still staying with your boys?
Yep. I'm saying, by all means, if you have to cork your bat a little bit, if you have to juice up a little bit, hit some trash cans, they are going to win. Mark my words.
Fitz, who you taking here? You still staying with the Philly boys?
Dude, I was so distracted. Look at that pour that I just made. I'm gonna take the Phillies. I think they're the hottest team coming into the series. Again, prepare yourself every time the Phillies win. Something very drastic happens in American history, but I'm gonna take the Phillies.
I'm with you, Fitz. I think World War III breaks out, but the Phillies do win.
I hope not.
Yeah,
I
I hope
really
not
hope
either.
Maybe
I hope
world
not.
peace. Maybe world peace comes about.
Cure for cancer? Like, can
maybe
we
it's
hope for
just
something
maybe
good?
it's just something like maybe it's just something like very notable. It doesn't have to be bad necessarily.
Exactly. I'm with you. I think Phillies find a way to win. I wish I had the account here, but a Twitter account came out 2019, and it's predicted 2019, 2020, and 2021 World Series champions correctly. And they went through a whole list till 2030. And Phillies is on their list to win this year. Maybe. All right. Trade deadline. Tim, we're going to have to talk about it. We were. I sent it in a group chat. You sent the Hezbollah crying into the gun, which that was hilarious, by the way. We got to talk about TJ Hawkinson, no longer a line. And I'm hurt, dog. I'm hurt for you. Like, I don't usually I like to troll and have a good time, but honestly, I thought this guy was a franchise player for you. I thought this is a guy that you build your franchise around because he is just phenomenal to watch. And he's the blue collar mentality for the Lions. He gets dilted to a division rival, the Vikings. Tim, give us the raw emotion that you're feeling right now. Let the people know.
This emotion right now has been processed a few times. We're not raw anymore, but I was talking to Alex Rawlison, friend of the show. He's a big Vikings fan.
Yep.
He was the first person I texted when I thought when you sent this, It was a troll.
You thought I was trolling you?
I thought you were messing with me, and I instantly confirmed it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Tim, what did I do to your psyche that you just think, man, this guy has it
think
out for me?
I think it's just the lines in general.
Okay.
So yeah, I texted or I called Alex and we talked. The only thing I can think of is, back on the draft day, we traded with Minnesota to trade up to get Jameson Williams. And Alex and I were talking there, and I was like, why? They took a hit there. I was like, why would they do that? They took a later pick in the draft. They traded out of number 12. Like, it didn't make sense to me. And at that point, I felt weird about it. I was like, it feels like this is part one of some deal. And when this landed, I was like, this is it. This is the debt being paid. We're giving them Hawkinson. This is like to make ends meet. Now, that's just a crazy theory, but that's kind of how this felt. I was like, man, this is because how often do you trade on the draft for an in-division rival and then trade a key Pro Bowl player in division?
No.
Doesn't happen often, let alone with the same team. So I don't know if the GMs are just buddy or if this is kind of us giving the olive branch back to Minnesota, but the silver lining is he'll hopefully get some playoff football, which he hasn't experienced in freaking Detroit. So I'm pissed.
Yeah. I don't blame you. And you guys do receive a 2023 second round pick and a 2024 third round pick. I think you're right. I think maybe there was a backroom deal like, hey, we'll make this trade now. Later on, we want a little bit more here. That's a good point.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was money. I don't know if because TJ has never been outspoken. He's never had any issue, especially with the regime changes and trading Stafford. Like, he's always just been like, all right, let's suit up, let's block, let's run some routes. So I don't know. It's definitely nothing like I can't see him asking out of Detroit. I see it more of a situation where his contract's coming up and he's a top performing tight end in the league.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, hey, I love you guys, but like, this is what I'm asking for. And I just don't think Detroit could fit the bill, but I hate to see it. I really do.
What if it's an ultimate setup? He gets traded to Minnesota. Contract comes up, re-signs with Lions for big money. What if it's just like,
It's not happening.
let the man dream? All right.
No, I will say this. I think Hawkinson, I think it's very similar to like the George Kittle situation of just someone who's very injury prone. Like, obviously Hawkinson has potential, but it feels like he's just been plagued with injuries. And I don't know. That was the only excuse I could make for Detroit.
Yeah.
Is like to say, hey, like, take your chances with him. We're gonna take these draft picks and just kind of build, just because it feels like every other week Hawkinson's battling through something. So
I feel like you play the position tied in. Like, it comes with the territory. Like, look at Gronk. Look at one of the best that's ever done it. Like,
yeah, but like look
comes
at
with the
Kelsey,
position.
or look at like I feel like Mark Andrews. This is the first time I've seen him battle through injuries. It's like this past
Maybe
week.
just publicly, yeah. But I feel like that tight end position, you get beat up a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's not crazy.
The other big news coming out of Pittsburgh, Chase Claypool no longer with the Steelers. I love to see it. You guys probably hate it. He's with the Bears.
It's a good move. Yeah.
Pittsburgh receives a second-round draft pick for Chase, and Chase is, 2 years in the league, 3 years? Like, this is Mapletron. This is a guy who was supposed to turn the franchise around and really help them. No longer in there. I love to see it. Fitz, what's your initial thoughts?
Well, Fields has looked great, and I think that's what's surprising is Fields has looked like the past few weeks. It looks like he's turned the corner in year 2, and obviously, like I don't know. I watched him on Thursday night, and I can't remember who they're playing, but like his receivers just dropped everything.
Yeah,
it's like down the stretch, he's putting the ball like where they're going to score the game-winning touchdown, and his guys aren't catching the ball. So there is that feeling of like, okay, there's got to be someone besides Darnell Mooney. There's got to be somebody. So I think that's a big pickup for them as they're starting to see some hope in Justin Fields. Yeah, and it sucks when you see the North, like Minnesota and Chicago, getting those weapons. And as a Packer fan, I'm just like, so we're not going to get anybody. We're just, it's like, I'm not surprised, but it's like, really? Like,
yeah, I saw, and I don't know if there's any credence to it, but I saw there was the Packers were in bid for Claypool, and the Bears had a better offer. I don't know if that's true.
That wouldn't surprise me.
If
I wanted the Packers to get Cooks, Brandon Cooks, or DJ Moore.
Those were the
two. Those were the two I wanted.
And if I'm the Packers, I'm willing to give up first, second round picks for these cats because you need it, and you need it now. Like,
yeah, and that's the question: is it feels like, are we at the point where we're going to fold for the season?
Yeah,
or do we think we're a player away because our as we showed against the Bills, pass defense and run offense could be a playoff team.
Yeah.
So it's just like we need a linebacker who can stop the run, and we probably need a weapon on offense who can just give us a chance. That's it. Is like what we, our strength is in pass defense and run offense. So we just need like that one piece. Yeah. But it's almost like we're just waiting for next year's draft, which is frustrating. I'll drink to that.
Fair enough. Drink to it. Both these power moves coming with no now moves, which just shocks me. They're all future picks. And maybe the Lions looking to keep building, but man, Hard Knocks and Tim had me convinced this team was ready to win. Pittsburgh, from what I've seen all season, I feel like they were like, hey, we're right here in the thick of things. We can still win this week AFC North, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's move into our picks here, guys. And we're going to speed round like we did last week. I think that moved really well, and I like the flow of it.
I liked it too, Hacky. Yeah. I listened to it on my drive to Charlotte.
It was nice, right?
Real quick. The quick pick'ems.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Thursday night action. Philly, Texans, over-under set 44. Philadelphia, 13-point favorite. Biggest spread of the week. Fitz, who do you take?
Eagles. And I'm taking those points. That's the team.
Yeah, give me Philadelphia. They're one of the most complete teams we've seen so far.
7-0 Eagles. Make it 8-0. Eagles get the job done. I'm not sure if I'm ready to touch the points. Texans are kind of sneaky, but we'll let it have it. Panthers, Bengals, 43.5 to over-under. Cincinnati, 9.5-point favorite. By God, we need to win. Fitz, what do you think?
Mom loves the coach. My mom loves the coach of the Panthers. I think I'm all in on them. Bengals, they still haven't figured out O-line. Panthers, the upset. That's my pick.
Give me the Bengals. I think the Panthers are they're on a little hot streak, but I think Joey B puts on the shades, and you don't talk to the guy in the shades at night, so you just messes him up. Is that how the song goes?
Something like that. We'll make it work. We get the win here. Bengals are exactly where they were last year. 5-4 going in the bye week. We need to win. We have to have it. Regroup. Get healthy again. We just like Awazi, our cornerback with the torn ACL. I hate to see it. We got to get healthy. So I think we have to win against Carolina. Make us 5-4. Get in the bye week. Give me the Bengals to win. Chargers. Falcons looking dangerous at home. Over us at 49. Chargers 3-point favorite though.
I like the Chargers. They're coming off a bye week. I think they're looking to turn their season around. Not, they're in position, but I think to kind of give a shot at KC. So, yeah, Chargers big on this one.
I'm going Falcons. I'm kind of high on the Falcons this year. I think if Mariota doesn't turn the ball over late, I think they always have a chance. And they've just played good defense. Their defensive line they're just a bunch of monsters. So give me the Falcons.
Yeah, you've been watching this team since preseason. You're really juiced up about them.
I got to be juiced about something, all right?
Hey, you're preaching to the choir, brother. Falcons 4-4. They're in the driver's seat in NFC South. Chargers need to climb out from a weak NFC West out there. They're coming off the bye week. Fitz, you sold me. Give me the Chargers to win. Moving on. Dolphins, Bears, over on set at 44. Miami, 5-point favorite. Bears got a new weapon, though. I don't know if he's playing, though.
Yeah, it's going to take a minute for Claypool. I'll take the Dolphins in this one.
I'm going Dolphins as well. I don't think the Bears offense can. I mean, the Dolphins defense isn't great, but I don't think the Bears offense can do much. So, give me the Dolphins.
I was going to make a concussion joke, and I said, that's nothing to joke about. But then I forgot about the joke. Give me the Bears to win.
Classic. Yeah, you're clear to play. Go back in there.
Packers, Lions, over on set 49.5. Green Bay, 3-point favorite. Vikings in the driving seat of this division, but still, anybody can reach up and grab this thing. Fitz, what do you think?
Vikings haven't played anybody. I'm convinced they're going to blow it. I like the Pack. Just feed that run and trust your defense. So go, Pack, go.
I can't keep doing this, guys. I just can't. I guess I'll go Lions, but it's because of that man right there, 44. Malcolm Rodriguez is playing out of his damn mind. No, Rodriguez is the 4th-ranked rookie
Really?
this season. And this guy, we got him in the 5th
I was
or
about to
6th
pull what's the McGregor? Who the fuck is that guy? I was going to.
No, Rodriguez is the truth, man.
You're about to get hip tossed by Rodrigo. So,
Dude, former wrestler, shout out. Go wrestle.
Okay.
Rodriguez is phenomenal. I fell in love with him in Hard Knocks. No pause, no homo, or homo on it because I fell in love with the dude.
Yeah,
the dude has
full
came in
homo.
there and just done just everything that Detroit has asked him to do, and the city has asked him to do, and I love it. Green Bay's got to win though, and I feel like TJ was such a locker room guy. I'm gonna take Packers. I hate to do it, Tim. I'm sorry.
oh, I don't care, man.
But maybe this is what we need. Maybe 2-1. Lions gonna win here. No, who knows? Colts, Patriots, all-time rivalry renewed here. Over-under set 39.5. New England, 5.5-point favorite. Mac Jones still QB1.
Yeah, I'll take. It's a weird QB battle, but I'll take the Patriots.
Give me the Patriots. Of note, the Colts just signed away Naheem Hines, I think, right?
Yeah,
To the
they
Buffalo
did.
Yeah.
Bills. So, give me the Pats.
Patriots look good, man. They got a quarterback controversy, though. Sammy E's quarterback 1. He's 1-0 in a Colts uniform. Give me the Colts to upset the Patriots here. Bills, Jets, 47's over under. Buffalo, 13-point favorites against the MILF Hunters.
Man, real tempted to take the Jets to cover points here. But you gotta take the Bills. They're definitely the most complete team this year.
Jets. Jets.
It's not crazy.
It's not crazy. Fireman Ed would be proud. Bills are a
Johnny.
cheat code. Bills are a cheat code. Give me the Bills to keep winning, finding a way. Jets do cover, though. I like them. I would like them at -7. I think they keep it that close of a game. Commanders hosting the Vikings over us at 43.5. Minnesota, 3.5-point favorite. Damn. The Vikings have a convincing record, but Fitz doesn't convince on their record or on their opponents. What do you think?
Yeah, Vikings, they haven't played anybody. I think Commanders steal this. Terry McLaurin must start this week. The Vikings corners, nothing. Heineke, that's his guy. Give me the Commanders.
I'm going Vikings. I don't think McConnell is going to let Kirk fall in the classic. In Kirk we trust. So give me the Vikings.
Man, this is scary. Every time Fitz has said, in Kirk we trust, they go out and win big. And it scares me because I'm like, they're not going to win. And now he's not saying that. And I'm a little worried for the Viking faithful. Kirk, Heineke, they kind of remind me of each other a little bit. I like the way they played. They're gritty. They know how to win. They're game managers. Heineke's got a little more flow to his legs, though. Give me the Vikings to go 7-1. I just don't think the Commanders have enough juice. Chase Young's still not playing, though. Raiders, Jags over on at 48. Las Vegas 1-point favorite. Raiders need a win. Like bad. I didn't have an analogy in my head. I didn't know where I was laying that plane. Fitz, what do you got?
Yeah, the performance last week was just piss poor from the Raiders. These are my two quarterbacks in fantasy. I got Trevor Lawrence and Derek Carr.
Oh, it's tough.
I'm going to take the Jags. They just got somebody, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley.
They just got Calvin Ridley. I mean, he's not playing, but gives you a little hope for the Jags' future. I don't know. I'll take T-Law on this one.
Yeah, give me the Jags. I think the Raiders are that type of luggage that you take to the airport and they lose it on your flight and then you just never get it back. They're just luggage. Raiders are terrible. Give me the Jags.
Jaguars lost last week to the Giants in London. London's supposed to be like their stomping ground. They play there every year. They're not supposed to lose across the pond in Maddie's world. Something's up with there. There's still an urban stench there. Give me the Raiders to win. Seahawks, Cardinals. This division wide open. We just talked about the Raiders. Over-runners at 50. Arizona 1.5-point favorite.
Man, I love D-Hop. It's tough. I'll take the Cardinals. It's really close. Geno's having a heck of a year.
Give me the Seahawks. Geno's having an MVP year. He's a runner-up. So, Seahawks.
God, I just can't figure out this division. Like, we thought Broncos were going to go good. We thought Raiders were going to be good. Like, it's just none of this makes sense. None of this works.
Niners are set now.
Niners. Sorry.
They're set now with CMC throwing strikes.
Call of Duty came out a week ago. I think Kyle Murray got out of system. Give me the Cardinals to win. This is a matchup when we thought the schedule dropped, we thought this game was going to be must-see TV. Rams, Bucks. It has not turned out that way. Both these teams need to find a way to win, and they need to find a way fast because playoffs are slipping from their fingers. Over under 42.5, Tampa Bay 3-point favorite.
I think November is Brady's month. I think it's been enough time after the Giselle divorce thing. It's finalized. I think we see Brady at his best. I really do. And I think it starts this week. So I'll take Tampa.
Tampa over LA Rams.
Give me the Rams. Yeah, both teams don't look so hot, but I got to trust Stafford and Cup. So, Rams.
Fitz, I like your point. I think the divorce is finally final. Brady is like, I'm going to focus on my kids and work. It's also no nut November, so Giselle can't take that seed from him right here.
Jesus.
Give me Tom Brady to win.
Oh,
man. Kansas City taking on the Titans. Over-under at 46.5. Kansas City 12.5-point favorite.
Yeah, Casey, definitely. Tennessee, they've been a surprise. I think we've been sleeping on them. Record-wise, they're standing pretty strong. But I do think it's going to crumble for Tennessee. I think they're going to lose like maybe 4 of the next 5.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a game of like ball possession. I think Tennessee's going to try to kind of ground and pound, but I mean, it's the Chiefs. They're going to score quick. They're going to score fast. So give me the Chiefs.
Shout out King Henry. Just passed Eddie George for all-time Titans rushing touchdowns. Big mark for King Henry. This is a weird year. I feel like every AFC and NFC playoff team is just down, minus like your top 4 contenders, 2 on each side here. Chiefs and Bills. Killing the AFC. I think it continues. Give me the Chiefs to keep winning. Monday night action. New Orleans. Ravens over and it's at 48. Baltimore 3-point favorite. Red Rifle still slinging the ball for the Saints. Tim, your Jameis Winston pick looking cold AF. Fitz, what do you think?
You feel like Ravens are turning in the right direction, but every week it comes down to a final score. I'll take the Ravens. I'm not touching points.
Give me the Saints. I think Kamara has some newfound juice in him. He had a big game last week. I think they're going to kind of try to ride that wave. So give me New Orleans.
New Orleans, man, they've been rolling at home. They're dangerous at home. Baltimore's found a way to win in the fourth quarter, though. This game's going to be really good. I like the over here. I think we see an explosion of points. I need it. Give me New Orleans to win here. It's not based off my gut or my brain. It's based off what my heart wants, and that's we need an NFC North or AFC North opponent to lose. So give me the Saints.
Listen to your heart.
All right. Pub parlay. Let's hit it.
Oh,
Let's hit
man.
it big. One game away last week. One game this week. We're still going 2 for 2. We're getting 2 picks apiece. We're making money. This is it, man. Guys, $300 almost in our hands last week. This week, it's for sure in the pocket. Let's take it. Anybody want to start us off?
Tim should start.
Ooh, Tim.
Damn, I want to make a baseball pick, but I don't think we can. Because does it have to be this weekend, right? Like Thursday is too much or too soon?
Yeah, ideally. And now,
Okay.
unless we go all NFL in college, as we don't do any hockey, we could do Thursday.
Yeah, let me check the hockey schedule real quick.
So while he's looking at that.
Hacky, give me a number between 1 and 4.
3. 3 is the first one that came to mind.
Okay, Tim, give me a number between 1 and 4.
3. First one
Okay,
to come to mind.
so our college pick, Hacky, number 3. We're going to go Bama over LSU with the points.
Ooh,
And
I like that.
And Tim, we're going to go Commanders over the Vikes.
Wow,
I'm
terrible.
not
pick.
sold on that one, but
Can I take that back? Just kidding.
I tell you what, last week I was like, I think all 2 of us were like, all right, Giants easily win. Fitz's other NFL pick, I don't know. That one's a little sketchy. I think you took Commanders last week too. And I was like, I don't know, man.
We don't have to do Commanders. That can be our throwaway.
No, I kind of
No.
like it.
If we
Yeah,
need,
follow
if we
it,
need
follow
a
it.
throwaway.
You're 1-0 taking the Commanders. You're about to be 2-0. Have faith.
I'm saying if we want to do 5 picks instead of 6, we can sacrifice one of mine.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So for one of my picks, I'm taking Boston over the Maple Leafs on Saturday. Boston's playing really well. I think that's kind of an easy pick there.
The Bruins, the Brouhahas. I like it.
My NFL pick. Oof. Oh Lord.
Load.
Let's go. Dadgummit. I don't know. Parker, you go. I'll come out. I'll get someone.
In
After
honor
you.
of Matt, RIP is a concussion protocol. This one's for my boy. I'm taking footy action. Give me the Bundesliga of German. Borussia Dortmund taking on VfL Bochum at 10:30 Saturday morning. My pronunciation's terrible, and you can let me know that later. But give me Borussia to win. I just think they're too dominant. They're too damn good. So give me Borussia money line Saturday. I'm also taking the easy one. You guys didn't touch it. Kansas State upsetting Texas. And it's not an upset to us because we believe in the Wildcats. Kansas State money line. Tim, you're back up.
Was who was favored in the Seattle Cardinals game?
Arizona was favored by 1.5.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks.
Ooh.
12th
I don't know
man.
if I like that. I don't know if I like that.
You know, Fitz, it doesn't care what you like. It's
It puts the lotion on its skin.
That was again. All right, that's it for the pub parlay. This money. That's all I'm going to say eloquently. Money in the pocket. We're gonna keep the dream rolling. Random question. Let's get the hell out of here. Anybody got one?
If you could create any flavored beer, what would it be?
I'm kind of here for it.
Mm,
All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had jalapeno beer. It's nasty. Yeah.
Mm.
I love spicy food, but it was just like, this is not fun. And yeah, not good. They used to have nickel beer night over in a place in Asheville, and I loved it. And then I had that, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I feel like a peanut butter jelly porter would be freaking really good. Anyone here?
They have those and they're not good.
Oh, really? That's the thing?
I think
They
it is.
have
a thing.
those.
I think
Yeah.
I've seen it.
They've had those.
I thought
Yeah,
I was
Good
onto
People
something.
Brewing has one.
Never mind. I thought I was onto something.
I mean, I like coffee beer is my thing.
Oh, I do like
Mm.
coffee. Yeah.
I was trying to think I don't know if I've seen a white mocha beer.
Hmm.
Ooh.
So I think that would be mine, like a white mocha. I'm sure there's one out there. So if so, shout out to us. We'll give you a free plug.
Yeah.
I'll give you a free plug.
If
White
there's
mocha.
PB&J porters out there, white mocha porters, white mocha beers, send us what you got. We'll just have it.
Yeah, we'll do a little taste testing.
Yeah. First thought was like sour cherry, but I know for sure they have sour cherries out there. Then I was like, all right, what if like a Philly cheesesteak style beer?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's tough, man.
Oh man.
All right, I got one. Like a strawberry Pop-Tart. Like hazy
Ooh.
one.
Okay.
Like, team up with Kellogg's.
I could get behind that.
Yeah. The OG Pop-Tart. I like it. Tim, great question, man.
Thanks.
Phenomenal.
Just came
Hey, phenomenal episode. We're right on time for our normal episodes. This is great. We've been expanding our time to an hour, 20, hour 30. So shout out to the boys. We're doing it. Shout out to you, beautiful people, for listening and watching and all that good stuff. We keep growing in numbers. So thank you guys. Keep supporting us. We will do a merch drop. We've had a lot of people ask about it. We will do one eventually. I just got to have time to actually design some stuff and get some designs in. But it's coming. Fingers crossed. And Tim, shout out to you. Fitz, shout out to you. Keep living that beautiful life. And RIP Devin, pour one out for him. Light a candle in his memory.
I'm done. I'm done doing their outros.
We
I think
love
of
you,
that
Devin.
at this point.
They're dead.
I need to just do something else.
That's harsh, man.
Yeah, they're dead.
It might be time. It's like 3 weeks straight without Matt and Dev.
It's sad. I don't know what to do.
Bye.
This is what happens when you fuck with your pets on No Issue Day.
What the fuck? What just happened?
Oh my god. Beer's hitting different. We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, that's the
We
new
would beat
trend.
the tar
Movie
out of the
quote.
other team.
Whatever
I'm just
movie
about to
quote
say it.
comes to mind, that's my outro.
Joey Chestnut has to be on the pod.
I don't care who's here.
Has to
I'm
be.
just gonna do
I
it.
mean,
Has to be.
Coffee for closes
That was a
only.
journey.
Fitzmagic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
Seriously. It is decided. New outro. I'm making note.
What if there's a turkey flavored beer
Like
For
you want it baked
Thanksgiving.
or roasted?
for Thanksgiving? Like a stuffed fried turkey